Brady Black has been left confused and heartbroken after receiving a text message that shattered his hopes for a future with Ava Vitali. The message, coming from Ava's phone, informed him that she had landed in Hong Kong and would be staying there for an extended period of time. While this news was upsetting, Brady initially believed that Ava had made this decision to protect his relationship with his daughter, Rachel. Little did he know, the truth was far more sinister. Unbeknownst to Brady, Rachel was the one who sent the text message, carefully orchestrating the deception to ensure that Ava remained out of his life. The young girl had been manipulated by the mysterious woman in white, who saw Ava as a threat to her larger agenda. With Ava kidnapped and held against her will, the woman in white needed a convincing excuse for Ava's sudden disappearance, and a fake trip to Hong Kong provided the perfect cover. Brady, still reeling from what he believes to be Ava's personal choice, struggles to understand why she would leave so abruptly. The more he thinks about it, the less it makes sense. While Ava had always been a complicated figure with a dangerous past, she had seemed genuinely committed to the possibility of a future with Brady. Would she really leave without so much as a proper goodbye? As days pass, Brady finds himself unable to shake the feeling that something is wrong. He begins sending more messages to Ava's phone, leaving multiple voicemails pleading for an explanation. He just wants to hear her voice, to understand why she made this decision. But instead of receiving a response from Ava herself, he finds himself getting cold and dismissive texts that seem out of character for her. The messages are brief, urging him to move on and respect her decision. The strange nature of these responses only deepens Brady's suspicions. He knows Ava too well to believe she would end things so bluntly. If she truly wanted to cut ties, she would have handled it differently. At the very least, she would have given him some sort of closure. As he wrestles with his doubts, Rachel continues to push him away from the truth. She insists that he should let Ava go and focus on their family instead. Brady, struggling between his fatherly instincts and his love for Ava, starts to wonder if Rachel knows more than she's letting on. However, Brady can't ignore his instincts forever. The pieces of the puzzle don't fit, and he soon decides that he needs real answers. If Ava truly left for Hong Kong, then her son, Tripp, who has been staying there with Wendy, would surely know something. Determined to get to the bottom of the situation, Brady reaches out to Tripp, hoping for some clarity. But will Tripp even be able to provide the answers Brady is looking for? If Ava never actually made it to Hong Kong, Tripp's response could be the final confirmation that something terrible has happened. And if Brady realizes the truth, that Ava never left of her own accord, it could set off a desperate search to uncover what really happened to her. The question remains, will Brady figure out the sinister plot that has been set into motion before it's too late? And if he does, how far will he go to rescue the woman he loves from whatever dark forces have taken her away? One thing is certain. Rachel's deception won't be able to hold up forever, and when the truth comes to light, the fallout will be explosive. Brady Black has always been someone who trusts his instincts, and when it comes to the people he cares about, he doesn't hesitate to act. Lately, he's been feeling that something isn't quite right with Ava Vitali. Although their relationship has been complicated, to say the least, Brady has a nagging feeling that Ava may be in trouble. When he can't shake the unease, he decides to reach out to her son, Tripp Johnson, in the hopes of getting some clarity. Tripp, still living in Hong Kong with Wendy Shin, is caught off guard when he receives Brady's unexpected call. The two men have never been particularly close, but Brady's concern for Ava resonates with Tripp. Although he hasn't had much contact with his mother lately, Brady's worry prompts him to check in and see if anything is amiss. During their conversation, Brady confesses that he's been desperate to reach Ava, but something about their most recent interaction felt off. He explains that Ava's behavior was unusual, and her responses seemed forced, as if she were reading from a script rather than speaking naturally. Concerned, he asks Tripp if Ava has mentioned anything about an extended stay in Hong Kong or if she has been in contact with him recently. Tripp, initially confused, quickly realizes that something is seriously wrong. As far as he knows, Ava has never set foot in Hong Kong since he moved there. If she had, he certainly would have seen or at least heard from her. Stunned, he tells Brady that Ava has not been in Hong Kong, nor has she spoken of any plans to visit. This revelation sends a chill down Brady's spine. If Ava isn't in Hong Kong, then where is she, and who sent the message claiming to be her? The more they talk, the more the situation seems to spiral into something much darker than they initially suspected. Tripp is particularly disturbed by the idea that someone is impersonating his mother. Why would someone lie about her location? What could they possibly gain from making people believe she is halfway around the world? Brady and Tripp both realize that if Ava is not the one sending these messages, it raises terrifying questions about her actual whereabouts and well-being. Brady, now deeply alarmed, decides they can't just sit on this information. He tells Tripp that they need to act fast. Someone could be holding Ava against her will, and every moment wasted could mean the difference between life and death. Tripp, equally distressed, vows to do some digging on his end, even though he's miles away. If Ava isn't safe, they have to find out who is behind this deception, and why. Back in Salem, Brady takes swift action. He turns to the police, filing a report about Ava's suspicious disappearance. He shares his concerns that someone may have her captive and that a sinister plot could be unfolding behind the scenes. The authorities take his claims seriously, launching an investigation into Ava's whereabouts. However, this move could have unintended consequences, potentially interfering with Rachel's mysterious alliance with the enigmatic woman in white. If Ava is indeed being held somewhere, her captors will not take kindly to the authorities sniffing around. Meanwhile, Tripp can't shake the unsettling feeling that something bigger is at play. He starts piecing together what little information he has, trying to connect the dots. Could this be the work of someone from Ava's past, an old enemy seeking revenge? Or is this part of a much larger, more insidious scheme? The more he thinks about it, the more convinced he becomes that his mother is in real danger, and that time is running out. As the days pass, Brady grows increasingly restless. The lack of any real answers only fuels his desperation. He starts considering every possibility, including the idea that Ava may have left clues behind, subtle hints that might help them track her down. His mind races with questions. Who would want to silence Ava? What secrets might she have uncovered that put her in jeopardy? And perhaps most terrifying of all, what if they're already too late? The drama surrounding Ava's disappearance is only beginning to unfold, and with each new revelation, the stakes grow higher. Brady and Tripp may be the only ones who can untangle this web of deceit before it's too late. But as they edge closer to the truth, they must brace themselves for the possibility that the answers they seek might lead them down a path more dangerous than they ever imagined. Stay tuned as the mystery deepens and the search for Ava takes an unexpected turn. Days of Our Lives promises shocking twists ahead, and the fallout from Ava's vanishing act is bound to send ripples through Salem in ways no one could have predicted.